welcome along to episode 5 of the Traxion My Team Career Mode on F1 2020. My name is Alex Gillon and today we're going to have the Austrian Grand Prix, actually one of my favourite circuits on F1 2020. And if you haven't watched the previous episodes, there's been 4 so far, all of them by the way have been really good races, so go and watch those now if you don't want spoilers. Okay, here are the standings. We're leading the standings. We've won the last 3 races in a row with only the sort of 7th fastest car. It still blows my mind how we've been able to do this. Definitely a good serving of luck in there. This though is a track I normally go well at. It's a track that I've won several times in the past. I think when I first did a career mode on F1 2020, I think this was the first track that I managed to win actually. So I do go well around here. Coming off the back of 3 wins, you'd think I'll be thinking, oh, I could win this race, but a lot of those wins I feel like have been a bit lucky, so I'm not sure about that. But as you can see, leading the Drivers' Championship by tune of 28 points, so quite a big lead actually, instead of Sergio Perez. Max Verstappen's 3rd and Lewis Hamilton is in 4th. We're also joint top of the Constructors' standings, top by virtue of countback, on 88 points. No points though for our teammate Mick Schumacher at the moment. To be honest, we shouldn't have many points right now, so the fact we've got 88 is honestly a miscarriage of justice for the rest of the teams, but hey, it is what it is. This week we're going to keep it simple in terms of the kind of HQ setup. So I've just got on the left there what our development tree looked like just for the last race, and we've got the development tree on the right, what it looks like just before this race. So you can see there, we've managed to develop a minor engine power update on the left hand side there, so that one has now gone solid as opposed to half, which means it's in development. On the right hand side as well, we've managed to complete one minor weight reduction update, and then just above that we've also then got a new minor weight reduction update incoming. In terms of the downforce at the bottom, clearly that's where we've been spending most of our efforts, and you can see we've started a brand new front downforce, a minor front downforce update, but other than that, that is the same. So really for this race we've got one engine power update and one weight reduction update, it's hard to say apparently, which should hopefully help us. So of course Austria is known for its kind of 3 DRS zones in a row, and there's quite a lot about engine power this track, so fingers crossed that engine power and weight reduction update helps us. And well, that's where we are in terms of form then. So actually now the 6th fastest team, so we managed to go up by 1 position. You can see we're right in there with 3 teams having almost the same performance before. Now we're just about the 6th fastest team, but actually Mercedes have had an update. It hasn't made a big difference in the overall standings, but we are slowly getting there. I think we started as the 8th fastest team, so you can see the line there, the progression. We are slowly getting there bit by bit. Let's get into qualifying. Here we go then. It is a wet qualifying for Austria today. So I've still gone for a dry set. I've got quite low wings on, so hoping to maximise these performance here in quali. Staying off the curbs there on the outside, but then nailing both curbs on the corner. Pretty solid corner through there. Managed to carry pretty good speed. We can see Bottas, the Mercedes, so much downforce, so much power. They are just able to pull away. We do slightly start to gain at the end of that straight with our low downforce setup, but of course low downforce is not what you want in the wet. Going very slightly deep there in turn 3, trying to have a good exit. They're trying to manage the wheel spin best I can on 100 diff in the bottom right there as well, to try and maximise traction on the corner exits in particular. P1 at the moment, you see in the top left, that'll be a live position indicator. But P1 at the moment, braking now down into turn 4, going a little bit deep, very slightly missed my apex, just trying to manage the traction on the exit, avoiding the curb on the outside. Bit of wheel spin there, as we can see, take full throttle as we run into the 2nd sector now. Very tricky, unsighted left-hander, trying to get it through as quick as we can, but again, oh, huge amounts of oversteer. Managed to keep it on track though, just about. And down to P2 now, just trying to get the exit here, but it's tricky. The AI is so good on 110 IA, they're so good at traction, but a bit more wheel spin there. Once again, all over the curb, managed to survive. Still in P5. That is a good result. Penultimate call then, all over the curb. Once again, all over the curb. Just about keeping it within track limits. We come around the final turn. Just trying to keep it nice and safe. Bit of wheel spin on the exit once again. Is it going to be P5 as we cross the line? Yes, it is. P5 on the grid. That is a great result. As I said, we are running a dry setup. I'll show you my full setup as we start the race when we go on board with live Alex. But there you can see 6/10 off pole. A fair chunk off pole actually, but P5. I mean, just a couple of hundred slower, we'd have been P7. So really good result there. I'm happy with that, bearing in mind our setup, where our setup's all about straight line speed, and so is our car development, to be honest. We've not been putting on extra downforce ready for that wet qualifying. So with a completely dry race, hopefully we can have a better result. Let's go aboard now with live Alex for strategy, setup, and then of course the race itself. Here we go then on the grid for the Austrian GP. Thankfully bone dry for race day. Feel better on this track in the dry than I do in the wet. Let's get into strategy then. Game suggesting starting on softs and then going to hards. Do we think we can do that? Go to mediums? I suspect we probably can actually. I think we're going to go soft medium actually. Do we even start on the medium? Do we think we've got that much pace? I don't think so. I think we're going to stick with DRS, stick with slipstream with the cars around us, and hope that we can do it on outright pace. I think go for alternative strategy, it's just a bit unnecessarily risky. We're just going to stick with that, but we are going to go soft medium instead of soft hard. Fuel-wise, I do want a bit of fuel to play with today. We're going to give us a lap spare of fuel to make sure that we can do some attacking. Setup-wise, pretty standard stuff. That's just my default generic safe setup, I call it. 2.6 wings. I'll just flick through. You can pause the video and have a look if you want to. That's the setup. Right, come on then. Let's get into this. P5 on the grid. No penalties ahead of us today, unfortunately. Let's have a nice clean start here. So we're going to be about slipstream and DRS in this race. 5 lights. Good second phase to the start. Really good second phase to the start. Do we... Oh, he's going to be slow. There's a bit of contact there with Perez, who spun Verstappen all the way round. We definitely lost some time there. We could have sent it a bit more, but Verstappen was quite aggressive defending. And that's a full safety car. Oh, his traction career mode just keeps on delivering. There's always some sort of carnage. There's always some sort of carnage. Now, do we box for hards? I don't think so. Not on lap 1. That seems unnecessarily risky. Again, I feel like I'm going to have the pace in the dry. In the wet, we were only about half a second off or so with a not perfect lap. I feel like we can have the pace. We're up to P3, 2 positions gain off the start. Perez in P2. Hamilton's still down in P5. I think we stick with this one now and hope that it pays off. Okay, safety car is coming in this lap. Just managed to get my tyres nicely up to temperature. Save plenty of fuel as well. We've got loads of fuel to attack with now. Also turn my diff down a little bit compared to quali. There we go. Right, let's hope we have a good start here. Oh, almost went a bit too early there. When are they going to go? When are they going to go? It's now. Oh, lots of wheel spin there on the restart. I just floored it. The rear wheels did not want to have to deal with that. We lost a little bit of time on the restart there. We've got some good straight line speed. Can we get straight past Sergio Perez up ahead? Still not really used to this car in the dry, to be honest. Oh, that was a warning. That was a very harsh warning. We barely crossed that line. Bit of a poor exit, unfortunately. It's probably going to stop us attacking Perez, which I think it is. We're going to be just too far back, unfortunately. As I said, I've not really been able to get used to these dry conditions just yet. We've only had effectively one corner of racing conditions. Not a perfect exit either, but let's just stick with these guys now. They should have some good pace. Try and stay in their slipstream, stay in their DRS, and hope that we've got some good pace that we can catch Bottas to take the lead. We'll see. We're actually touching Perez for that last one. Can we get the exit? No, the AI always gets such good exits. Have we got the good straight line speed though? We're certainly getting on him here. Do we just go for it here? I think we do. Get past him early doors. Diving up the inside, get it also down just about. Run him out to dry on the outside. That is move done. Up to P2 in this race. What sort of pace have we got now? That is the question. Can we catch Valtteri Bottas in the lead of this race? It's going to take quite some pace. But I'm going to give it everything. See if I can not only not get any penalties, but also see if I can catch Valtteri Bottas. Come on. It'll sit rep then. It would appear we don't have Bottas's pace, not at the moment at least. We're consistently losing a couple of tenths a lap or so. Cars behind are able to stick with us quite comfortably, but not able to get past. That is another warning. That's because I'm commentating clearly. But yes, they're not able to get past at the moment. Charles getting DRS is stopping Hamilton getting through. Pretty sure Hamilton would be quicker than us, so got a quite nice buffer in Charles Leclerc at the moment. Let's hope we can keep this up and not get any more penalties. One more warning. That is a penalty. Okay, Bottas boxes. Bottas boxes. That feels a bit early. He's probably going to go for hards. That feels a little bit early. I could be wrong on that one. Lucky not to get a warning there. But Verstappen, by the way, only 7.3 behind. Let's not forget he got taken out in turn 1. And he's now got a penalty for something. Perhaps in the turn 1 incident. But teammates in the pits. Bottas was in the pits. Do we box this lap? Do we stay out a little bit longer? Bottas has got no traffic, unfortunately. So no help from that today. No such luck. Do we box this lap? Do we wait a little bit longer? I don't know if we make it to the end if we box this lap is the problem, because we're going into mediums, don't forget. Perhaps we let him go for the hards. I hope he's not too quick on those hards, and we stick on the mediums. Wow, okay, interesting. Could be on different tyres, could be the end of this race then. It could give us a little reprise. We were able to pretty much match his pace in the laps you just missed. They're very similar pace, but we weren't going to be able to close it down. And do they box behind? I don't think they did. Don't think they did. So Bottas boxing early then. Neither of them box. Bottas boxing very early. Interesting. Hamilton boxes, but Leclerc doesn't by the looks of it. Didn't quite manage to catch exactly that, but that's what it looked like they were doing. I look behind just then. Indeed, Hamilton does box, Charles Leclerc does not. Hamilton probably going for hards as well then. Send me to box this lap, I think I probably will. Okay, boxing this lap then. Haven't actually practiced his pit-ins, this could be fun. But, oh god, that's probably deep. Yes, we're going to pretend that didn't happen. Just wing it very much so. Just got it stopped. Going to take some medium tyres then. Bottas is on hards. Hamilton though on mediums interestingly, and Hamilton only just came out ahead of the Ferrari. Bottas has got a nice clear track, so Bottas can be quite a lot in the lead. We have the pace to close him down. Will we get back ahead of this Ferrari? Oh, I preemptively did it because I knew it was going to be close, and we do just get ahead of him. Where's Hamilton coming down the pit straight now? I think he got a bit held up in the pit lane though. Just have a nice clean pit exit here, not risk anything. There you go. Hamilton he's actually lost time despite boxing early, lost time. Bottas though ahead, definitely gained time. 5.7 ahead now. Are we going to have the pace difference on the medium tyres to overcome that? Immediately gone a little bit deep there. That's quite a big gap. Well, let's come out by a couple of seconds. We've got a really good undercut on us there. We're now on mediums to the end. Leclerc's still right up behind us. Will we be able to break his toe? I don't think so. We didn't manage it the whole first stint. And what our tyres going to be like? What our pace going to be like rather? On the medium tyres. So many questions. Let's find out. Okay, only 1.64 for Bottas ahead. We just did our best lap, I think. So we're on a 6.1. That was 0.3 in that last lap. If we can keep that up, we may well catch him for the end. Let's see if we can find some more pace to the fastest first sector. For us, at least, our personal best first sector. Come on, let's go get him. Let's go get him. Safety car. Full safety car. Okay, Albon's out. We don't want a box, do we? I don't think so. We're going to be in the pack. We don't want to be that. We're nicely out front. I think we've got the pace over Bottas. This is going to get rid of that gap completely. Now we're going to be able to attack on fresher tyres. On softer and fresher tyres. Of course, this safety car period also will allow us to conserve our tyres a little bit. So we're not going to risk boxing. That would be silly. I think we'd end up probably outside of top 10 having to fight back through. P2 is a great result. Remember, our car's only the 6th fastest, so P2 would be phenomenal, but this is going to completely get rid of the gap to Bottas. Are we going to have the pace now to catch him? Oh my word, everything's happening in this Traxion career mode. Every race, everything happens, it's wild. There we go then, safety car's coming in this lap. Tyres are nicely up to temperature now, thankfully. Got the fresher tyres, it's basically going to be a sprint finish now. We've got loads and loads of fuel to use. Loads and loads of fuel. Let's try and get him as soon as we possibly can. Are we going to be quick? I don't know, but I'd like to get him nice and early. Much smoother start for me there that time. No wheel spin. Not that close though. Not that close. But can we get him maybe? Come on. Come on. Bit slow through there, bit cautious really. Reasonable exit though, lots of slipstream, but I think he's going to be using the ERS just as well as we are. And they are quick in a straight line, of course. They are Mercedes after all. No chance to get him at the moment. Pretty close here, but I don't think I can get a better exit than them. Or can I? Or can I? This is where we've got Perez down in the race, don't forget. But Mercedes just that much quicker in a straight line. Do we go for it here? We're close enough. Really late. Squeeze him out. Move done. Leclerc got through as well. Really aggressive stuff from us, but I think that was fair by F1 standards. Let me know in the comments what you thought of that move. Quite aggressive. But we just had to go for it. Up to P1 now. Surely we can't win another race this season. I don't believe it. Charles Leclerc's pretty close as well now. We need to make sure we keep him at bay. Because he is on it. Two Mercedes cars are backed off a little bit, but they will be back. They've got some great pace. Let's just see now if we can somehow keep Charles behind. We've done it all race long so far. Let's try and keep up. He's pretty close this time though. We run out of ERS. It's not going to be close enough. We've got some good straight line speed. That's going to keep us ahead for now. Let's just keep doing what we've been doing all race and keep him behind. For another win, please. Long way to go though, 12 laps, come on. Okay, just had a bad exit there from turn 1. Charles is now all over us. We haven't actually got much ERS. He's been all over us all race. Let's hope he doesn't compromise himself too badly now and get put behind a Mercedes. I've got him quite deep there. That might help him though maybe, which wouldn't be a bad thing because again, he is my rear gunner really in this race. Mercedes are quicker in a straight line. They're quicker in the corners. I'm able to defend, I was going to say comfortably, but he does keep getting pretty close. But I'm able to defend from Charles. Mercedes could be a whole different matter. I'm parking the bus at the moment. Let's keep it up. Hamilton, have a look at Leclerc behind there. Oh, side by side into there. That is wild. Has he got past? No, he hasn't. Not yet. Will he get past? I don't think so. Thank God for that. That could be disastrous for us. As I said, that is not what wants to happen. They're all over the shot behind. I don't seem to have great pace at the moment. I'm not sure what's going on behind. I think he might have lost DRS there, though. Let's have a quick look now while we can. So what's going on here, then? So the other Ferrari here, of Vettel in 2020, is really centred on the outside there of Bottas. That is on hard tyres. He might get him down this straight. And I mean, other than that, that's all we've seen so far. Luckily, Charles does have DRS. This could be wild. This is some wild stuff happening behind. As I said, if one of the Mercedes gets through, we could be in big trouble. We could be in really big trouble. They are going to be quicker in a straight line. We haven't got much DRS to defend with either. Charles still ahead for now. Go on, Charles. I don't think he's going to get DRS down this straight, though. I think he's got a good enough exit. But Vettel did get past Bottas. That can help us in the championship. Can't believe I'm saying I'm even thinking about the championship in the first season with a sixth fastest car. But it is what it is at the moment, though. Charles is out of our DRS, but I expect he'll catch us up in his middle sector. This is getting spicy. Come on, please tell me we can hold on to this. Only 4 more laps to go. Yellow flag behind. Someone's retiring. Who is that? Who's retiring? Looks like it's one of the Racing Points. One of the Racing Points. Sergio Perez is out. Too late for a safety car. Unfortunately for us, that would be lovely to be able to end this race under a safety car. Perez is retiring. Don't forget, he's second in the championship at the moment. That's huge. Our main championship rival has just retired, but of course, I imagine it'll be Mercedes come the end of the season, but we're still doing it for now. Come on. Let's hope we can just about keep ahead of the cars behind and take this win. Hamilton once again alongside Charles Leclerc behind there. He might get through him there, which is unfortunate. Coming on to the penultimate lap of this race, final lap of this race. He does indeed get through. That is very unfortunate. Let's hope he can get him straight back. It's going to be pretty spicy behind. Once again, they're almost 4 wide. Let's just concentrate now, though. Let's just concentrate. Let's get this race finished. Hamilton's still ahead of Charles. In fact, Charles is going all the way down to P4 now. Poor Charles. I think Hamilton is going to take this race. Is that going to gift us the lead? We're 1.1 ahead now. 1.1. That is obviously going to be enough, but they're very quick in the middle sector. I've largely been able to do this because I'm quick in a straight line. I'm good on the brakes, quick in a straight line. I definitely slowed my pace since I got into the lead of this race. It didn't matter. It doesn't matter what pace I do. A win is all I want. I did briefly go for the fastest lap, but it didn't work out. All I want is a win. That is all I want. I don't care how quickly I go. So I've been backing it off, taking it a little bit easy, because don't forget, one more warning and I get a penalty, which would drop me at the moment down to P5. So I've been trying really hard to keep it within the track limits. Lewis Hamilton just behind, though. 2 more corners to go. Let's just keep it nice and clean here. I don't think it's going to get us on the exit, the final turn. Let's just make sure we keep it clean, keep it clean, keep it clean. There it is. He's pretty close to us, but I think we've got enough ERS to just about get to the line. We do indeed, to take another win.
Fantastic. You've won the Grand Prix.
What? We've still only got the 6th fastest car. And we've just won our 4th race in a row. What? My mind is blown. We've won 4 out of 5 races this season. We started with the, 9th fastest car or so. 8th, 7th. Now we've got the 6th fastest car. It's improving, but it shouldn't be winning races. I have got absolutely no idea how we keep pulling this off. I tell you what, though, we will not be able to do it next time. I always add a disclaimer at the end of these videos. Won't be able to do it next time. But for now, let's have a look at these results then. So Bottas was P5 in the end. Shame for him. He started on pole. Our aggressive moved down a couple of positions, of course, but then he did also lose another position to Vettel. And we were only a 10th away from Hamilton. But again, I just stopped caring about pace. In fact, let's have a look at my pace. Let's see if you can see it drop off. I definitely felt it drop off. They went to mediums, then we had a safety car into the 40s. Then they're 106.9, 106.6, 106.2, 105.8. And then look, backed off. Then straight away 106.2, 4 tenths slower, 106.1, 106.4, 0.4, 0.8, 0.8, 0.7, 0.5. Clearly, I'm anywhere between a second and half a second slower than what I could have done in the end of that race. Because again, one more warning, I'd have got a penalty. It didn't matter how quick I was at the end there. All that matters is I stayed ahead. And I tell you what, they pushed me close, but we managed to do it. 25 points. Let's have a look at these standings then. We are now 52 points ahead of Lewis Hamilton, and that is now the halfway point in the season. It's only a 10-race season, don't forget. That is now the halfway point. We are 52 points ahead of Lewis Hamilton. It's worth repeating. We could score 0 points the next two races in a row and still be leading the championship. But unfortunately, that is a very real prospect. We've only got the 6th fastest car, don't forget. We now take... we actually already were in the lead, of course. We were level on points with Racing Point, but we are still in the lead of the championship. Somehow, Mercedes, though, only 2 points back. They are going to take the Constructors' Championship. There's no doubt about that. Wow. I don't know. Well, once again, we end a race with disbelief then. 4 wins in a row now. Again, just like last race, I was clearly completely mind blown at the time. We shouldn't be doing this. Still in the 6th fastest car. Still now I'm quite mind blown having just edited it. I don't know how we pulled that off, but we did. As always, we're going to end this video with a disclaimer and say don't expect these results to continue. However, this one, really don't expect potentially even any points in the next race. The next race is Silverstone. It is my home Grand Prix, but it is a circuit that is very, very tricky on F1 2020 in terms of the AI. The AI are really quick there on 110 AI. With only the 6th fastest car, honestly, I've said this every video, but genuinely do not expect a podium in the next race unless something weird and wonderful happens, some weird weather or weird safety cars. Maybe we'll get lucky, but it will need luck. This race we had pretty good pace. Monaco we had pretty good pace. Next race will be a lot more difficult. Anyway, that's the lengthy disclaimer out of the way. Hopefully you enjoyed this video, guys. Don't forget to subscribe to the Traxion channel to see the rest of the 5 episodes of this season before the launch of F1 2021. Keep it pinned, and I'll catch you next time. Bye bye.